Hi, my name is Dozois. I'm a disaster specialist volunteer partner with the Tampa Bay chapter of the American Red Cross. I'll never forget my first disaster call. It was Christmas Eve 2005, and I was at my in-laws' house. We had just sat down for dinner, and my cell phone rang. I looked down. I didn't recognize the number, and I answered, Merry Christmas, and a voice comes on and says, Len, this is Karen with the American Red Cross. We have a single-family fire in Largo, and I need you down the office within an hour. So I told her I'd be there, hung up, wolfed down my dinner, kissed everybody goodbye, jumped in my car, and headed down the office. While I was driving down there, I was all nervous. I'm thinking, am I going to remember what to do and all this paperwork, and who's this Karen lady? I'd never met her before. What's she going to be like? And I got there, and the other team members showed up, and I was introduced to them quickly. I was the new guy on the team. And we get in a Red Cross car, and we're heading down to the location. And, of course, we knew the address in the street, but we weren't exactly sure where the house was. Well, that wasn't any problem because you could see the fire trucks and police car lights from about 6 blocks away. I remember when we rolled up, my heart sank. I saw this woman standing outside with 3 children, and she was crying, and the oldest boy, he could have been more than 12, he was comforting her, and we got out of the car and talked to the fireman and the deputy for a minute and went over to meet the family. And then we split up so we could do what disaster team people do all over the country and start working this case so we could get the family taken care of. I was tasked with the responsibility of going inside and assessing the damage and sketching out the floor plan. And a fireman went with me, and so did the woman who lived in the house. And I remember the smell of smoke was just terrible, and everything was burned and charred, and the furniture was all burnt. And there were no doors on the closets, and the clothes were all hanging there, and they were all burnt. And the firemen had pulled the ceilings down in the rooms to expose the burning timbers, and there was debris all over the floor. And I looked in the corner in the living room, and on top of an end table was a little 4-foot-tall Christmas tree, and it was all melted and kind of lay into the side. And I looked underneath, and there were 5 presents there. And I couldn't tell what they were. They were just burnt beyond recognition, but in my mind, I flashed back to the pile of Christmas presents that were waiting under my tree at home, and I was just struck by the difference. We finished the task and went outside and did all the paperwork and got it all taken care of, and they had their cars, so we followed them over to the hotel that we were putting them up in. We did the paperwork at the hotel, and everybody was settled and checked in and ready to go, and we all turned to leave, and I heard the woman call my name, and I turned back to her, and I saw her whisper something in her son's ear, and he whispered something back. And she came up and she hugged me, and in almost perfect English she said, "Thank you, you're my Christmas angel." And my eyes filled up with tears. They always do when I tell this story. Because here's this woman, she had lost everything, and all she could do was thank me. And to this day, when my Red Cross cell phone rings in the middle of the night, I always hope it's a wrong number. Never is. And sometimes when I'm pulling myself out of bed, I wonder, why do I do this? And I remember that night, and I hear, "You're my Christmas angel," and I know why I do it.